Hey guys, Long Haul Larry. And we got the truck on back down in the shop. Now I'm gonna lift the bed and drop it on here. But first, I haven't gotten new hoses for the fuel tank. And I think it'd be a lot easier if when I'm dropping it on here, if I keep it up a couple inches, I can reach up in there and put the hoses on. So I'm gonna pull those hoses off, go to town, get 2 new hoses. I actually have 1 hose, I think it might fit. But get 2 new hoses so that when I put it on there, I can actually, it'd make it a lot easier, I think. But truck is sounding great, huh? Went up there, fired it up, fired right up, no problem. The starter's gonna have to be replaced. Well guys, I ran to town and got some new rubber hoses that I can use for the fill there. And I have all my new I don't know what you call these. They're the bolts that go through the bed. They bolt on there. It's a captured nut in there. I just got these off of eBay. They were super cheap. And got that special bolt that goes in there. And so I got all of them set into there. And now it's just to bring the cab in and drop it on there. And we're getting a snowstorm going on here. So let's get this cab on here and get this door closed up. Well, there it is, sitting on there. Problem was when I lowered it down, because I've had it so high, but when I lowered it down, it was actually hitting the hood of the tractor. And I had to manipulate it with tilting the bucket and stuff to push it out. And I got it past the front end, but I still couldn't get it all the way where it needed to be. So I actually just grabbed it and just moved it. And you can see right there, both holes are lined up. So I got to attach the hoses up underneath there and all that stuff. Want to make sure I get it the best lined up as I possibly can. And I'm gonna blow the snow out of here and get this door closed. And then we had some really bad wind here a couple days ago, and we have a bunch of farmland out here. My mom does, and she rents this to a farmer that we know real well. And the field across the road, there's a tree line that goes down the middle of the farmland. And there's 2 big trees that fell right into the field. So since I got the tractor going, I'm going to go grab a chainsaw, throw it in here, and go over there and hack those trees off at the base and then just push them into the ditch with the tractor. That way the farmer, when he comes to plant the field in the spring, those trees are not there. He doesn't hit his equipment on a tree branch, or he has to go around them, and he messes them up and stuff. So it's kind of our responsibility here to keep the the fields open to them. If a tree falls, we got to go cut it. All right, guys, we are attaching this box onto here. I have all my bolts all started all through here. Drop my square. And so what I'm doing is trying to make sure that it's lined up evenly on both sides. I got about a 1/4 inch gap there. And you want to have about that much, you want to have the distance from the cab, because the box actually gets bolted to the frame. And it is stationary. Yes, the frame moves and everything, but the box is bolted directly to the frame. The cab is bolted to rubber mounts. The cab kind of moves back and forth, and so if you put it up tight, it's going to rub, it's going to make noises and everything. You want to have a gap in between here. And so we got that all set on that side. We'll check the other side. So if I put that on there, it's the same. I got about a 1/4 inch, and I got that same distance. So it seems pretty straight. Yes, there is a bend in the front of the box. I was thinking about pounding it out and everything else, but I just left it. It really don't matter to me. What that's from is putting my side by. Sorry about that. Had a hiccup. Putting my side by side in here, when I'd run it up, the winch would hit on the front of the box here. It actually pushed it up to the cab. I did bend it back some so there would be a gap, but I'm going to put the sled deck thing on here, and it goes across here and seals this anyway, so it's not a big deal. Well, guys, we have been working on the truck. Been knocking things off the list and everything. Got these dually fenders all attached back up there and everything. Everything's all put in there. It's got brand new inner fenders. That's good. It was a company off of eBay. The guy had it, and I ordered them. It actually, what I had happen one time was I was snowmobiling last winter, and I had a guy in the truck who was riding with me, and we heard this noise. I was like, what is that? And then all of a sudden, we stopped, and we came back. This whole piece, it's just a piece of plastic that just takes all the mud and stuff and kicks it back down. And it had fallen down and was rubbing on the tire, and rubbed a hole in it, and it was catching it. I was grabbing. So he just pushed it back up. But I got these, and they're a perfect fit. They fit right in there, no problem. But we got these all done and everything. Everything's mounted in. I've changed the wiring over, so they got plugs that will work with my new ones. I just got a little piece of wire hanging on there. I don't want to paint the inside of this, because these new lights, they actually have like a sticker that it's a self-adhesive thing that sticks them in there, so I want that to be a nice smooth surface in there. So I've taped those off and everything, so when I paint it, then that area won't get painted. I'll pull the tape off, pull the wire out, connect them, and I'll be able to stick those right in there. We got the same thing done on this side. This is all done and all nice and secure and everything. Dually fenders are on there. Here's a new hub and fan. The engine has a squeaky noise to it. I think it might be the hub. Because it sat in here for a long time. There's a seal that's down in here, and I believe that there's some oil in here. And when I put it back on there, like half of this was covered with oil, and it's got that squeaky noise to it. So I think it's this. And I found this one here for sale, and wasn't terribly expensive. And I actually, it was actually, you can get in like a combo thing and get the fan too. And the thing is I did drop the fan installing it. I was trying to put it in there and I didn't get it threaded on right, and it fell off and it dropped down through and hit the ground, and it cracked one of the fin. And so then, you know what, it was only like $39 more to get the fan. And I was like, that's a good new fan too. So I'll be installing that tonight. Hopefully that takes care of my squeaking problem. All this has been all shaped down here with the door, around the door and everything. It's all been painted and everything. The f350 paint all up underneath there and stuff. I kind of went underneath the whole truck and just kind of looked at any parts of the frame and maybe needed, you know, didn't quite hit good enough and everything. I got this door all back together. This one is all good and everything is all done with it, and it shuts. Is beautiful. This one here, I got this one together. I got the wire harness in there, but I can't go any further. And the reason why is because I'm going to be putting the mirrors, I'm going to be painting the mirrors separate, and I'm actually going to put this this bed liner paint on the back side of the mirrors, because I am planning on getting wider tires, and if the tires stick out of the wheel wells a little bit, there could be rocks and stuff thrown up at them, and that way it doesn't chip them. And the wire that controls the mirrors and everything comes through the door and it plugs into here. So I can't put the inside panels on and everything yet, but I got everything done. Look at that, my light even works. And got that all done and everything, and that door is all good to go. So the next one on the list is this last door. I'm gonna get this last door, then I'm gonna do the fan and the hub, then I'm gonna start covering windows and all this stuff. And this door, I just kind of threw them on there. I needed some help, and I held them up there, and my sisters kind of put the bolts in there, and we just tightened it down temporarily and stuff. But it is not quite right. You can see it, how it's tight. It's actually down on the bottom, and there's a big gap on top. And if you look at the rubber, there's a big gap here. Really, if you look back here, this actually is like down here. So this whole door, I got to loosen the bolts up and then pull the door back up, get things lined up, and it actually won't close right now. It actually hits the thing. So that's what I got to do now, is I'm going to be doing that. And it's pretty simple. Just loosen up this nut here, and then there's the 2 bolts there and the 2 bolts down there. You just loosen those up and then just pull up on the door and then tighten it back up, and you can get the door to kind of rock a little bit, the shim just to rock a little bit. So that's pretty close. All right, let's give this a try. Right there it is. There's even gap there. Some gap here. Yep, there we go. Got her all set. I can't close it tight because I don't have the wire harness in there yet. And that one goes on there. There we go. So there's our wiring harness. Like I said, this seems simple. It's not. It took me 3 tries on the other one to figure out exactly the route of it and how it has to come in and out and everything. So, yeah, it's not my first rodeo. Now you can see how the door closes. Looks perfect to me. Matches right up. Nice curvatures. I'm a likey. Very likey. Oh yes, very good. So now we can check off on the list the doors. And the next is going to be replacing this fan hub. I'm going to replace this fan hub quick. You just put her down there. Give her a couple whacks. Loose. Get a pipe wrench. Oh yeah, it's loose. Very loose. Well guys, here's our new fan. It's all set up and everything. I mounted the fan to the fan hub and everything. and that's all mounted up. But you can see how there's a seal there, and it's a real slow turn. So I think there's a real thick velocity oil inside there, and you can see this one here. You see how it's wet and everything, and it's real dirty around there. So I think that's been leaking. This one turns a lot easier, and so I think that's hopefully the problem. We're gonna find out, put it back in there, and we'll find out when we fire it up the next time. But yeah, let's say this is a chunk I took out of one of the fins, and there's something else too, somewhere else. There was a crack or something. But you know, as fast as spinning and stuff, it was not expensive at all. Because I actually had the hub, and then right down below it, it said, "Hey, people who bought the hub, you know, buy this." And I looked at it, and it was like, I think it was like 25 bucks more or something. It was hardly nothing. I was like, yeah, why not? I got suckered in. But there we go. So I'm gonna throw this thing back in, and put that back together, and dump the coolant back in there. I only had to drain maybe half a gallon out of it to get it low enough so it wouldn't leak. Well, guys, we have knocked out this list pretty good. The only thing I'm going to be doing yet tonight is doing another wipe down with pre-clean to clean off any kind of dust and all that kind of stuff. But she is all scratched up. It's all been scratched up. It is all prepped and everything ready for paint. It's been a lot of work. My sister and my brother-in-law came down here and they helped again and put all the plastic over the tires, and they helped sanding and stuff like that. But this thing is all ready to go. So the stuff that I'm using is right here, and it's just pre-clean, and putting that on a lint-free rag and then just wiping everything down. I've done it twice now. I'm gonna go back over it. Takes any kind of grease, oil, or otherwise wax buildup or anything like that off of the paints and stuff. So make sure the next paint will stick to it. And I'm actually gonna be doing another step too. I'm actually gonna be spraying this whole truck down with adhesive promoter. You kind of use adhesive promoter in tight areas, like, you know, in here and stuff, in the gaps and stuff like that, and you know, and like in here and stuff, to make sure the paint sticks in certain areas and everything, in case you didn't get it quite sanded, or you know, just not quite clean it up or whatever. I decided to just go ahead, and I've actually bought a whole gallon jug. I'm just gonna spray bomb the whole truck. I'm like, why not? Let's just make sure the paint sticks on everything, you know what I mean? But it's all cleaned off, everything is done. I'm gonna do one more wipe down of the truck tonight, and then I'm going to be heading in and getting some sleep and stuff, and then tomorrow morning I'll be getting in here, and I know I'm saying I'm a lot, I'm tired, and turn the heat on, get everything nice and warm, get all the, you know, the body and everything, all the metal nice and warm and stuff, and then I'll start the whole paint procedure. So I even got this rack built right back here. And these are all the parts and everything that I'm going to be painting that will later go on the truck and everything. It's just, I think it'd be easier to paint them off the truck and stuff. So painting the stuff, the center part of the grill, I have it all taped off where it's chrome. I'm going to leave that chrome. I'm actually going to be leaving the bumpers on. I was going to make my own bumpers and stuff, but I've decided I'm going to leave it on chrome, and I'm going to see how that looks, and see, maybe I might look just a little bit of chrome on there. I don't know. We're going to see how it looks. My tailgate, my mirrors, these are the vents and everything that go by the windshield. And tomorrow I will be getting up and starting this whole paint procedure and stuff, which will be pretty exciting. A little bit tired, a little bit worn out. I've been pumping this thing away. It's actually been a month and a week, like a month and a week and a half, that I've actually worked on this truck. I was off 1 week completely, laid up in the house and everything. I couldn't even work, couldn't do nothing. So I don't count that week. And then I did go on a snowmobile trip, and it was like 4 days, 5 days, or whatever it was gone. So was figuring it out. It's like a month, a week and a half, and that's pretty good time for doing a frame up restoration on a vehicle. I did everything on this truck, and I mean, a lot of people, they do them and stuff, do a restoration on a car or something. I mean, you're talking 6 months, a year and a half. I've been pumping this thing out, getting her going, so I'm excited to get it done. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this episode, and everything, getting it ready and all this stuff, and then I will shoot a video about the whole paint and all this stuff, and you guys can see all the paint and stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that everybody out there is having themselves a great night, great day when you're watching this here video. And if you're not, well, you can certainly just try that all over again tomorrow. I probably got some crazy hairdo going on, probably dusted or orifice possible. I'm a little tired and I'm a little dirty, and I'm ready to go in and grab a shower and chill out a little bit. Probably a nice back too. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Bye.